Bloomberg's Peter Cook is joined right now by the chair of the President's Council of Economic Advisors, Christina Romer. Peter.
Thanks very much, Deirdre. The Council of the Economic Advisors delivering this economic report to the President. Christina Romer heads that council. Thank you very much for the time today. Appreciate it. The thing that stands out to us in here, 95,000 jobs on average in 2010, job growth. A lot of people look at that and say, that's not that impressive. It's not going to make much of a dent in the unemployment rate, is it?
No, and if you look in the forecast for the unemployment rate, we did, as we announced in the budget, don't have it coming down very strongly in 2010. You know, I think there are two things that are important. Obviously, we are predicting positive job growth for 2010, and I know for people that have been living through the last year, that is an incredible change in the trajectory. But as you pointed out, we certainly all want it to be much stronger than 95,000 per month, and so that's why the President has made job creation his #1 priority. That's why we are working night and day with Congress to try to get some jobs legislation on his desk as he asked for.
Let me ask you about that, because do these projections make the case for that, and in particular this idea of a payroll tax credit? I know you all have one idea. The Senate's working on a different idea. There's some economists out there say, listen, that's not going to make much difference.
Yeah, I think it is the kind of a proposal that has sort of the most upside potential. You're right, we don't have a lot of experience with it. We only tried it once in the 1970s, and I don't think we did it very well back then. You know, we've done a lot of analysis on this and think it could have a pretty big jobs impact, especially now. This is a time in the recovery where we see GDP growing, as we've talked about. We see demand coming back. The thought is that maybe an incentive for hiring could be what gets firms over the hump and could have a big impact.
For those Americans who, again, they look back a year ago at this time the President was signing the stimulus package, $787 billion into law. They question 95,000 jobs a month. They look at where we are now and they say, we didn't get enough bang for our buck.
Oh, they need to remember where they were on job creation a year ago, January, where we were losing close to 800,000 jobs a month. To move from that to roughly we have stable employment now, and if we can move to positive job growth, I'd be the first to say it's not enough, but it is an amazing change in trajectory. And I think that's one of the things that the economic report makes a case for, is just how effective the actions that we've taken across the board have been over this last very difficult year.
Let me ask you one final question, if I could. The international situation right now, everyone's focused on Europe and the situation in Greece. How focused is this White House, is your office right now, and how optimistic are you that there's a deal in place in Europe to come to Greece's aid?
You know, I think the important thing, of course, we're watching this very closely. It is very important that that we make sure that countries in Europe, throughout the world, do stay stable, and so we're going to be monitoring it very closely.